Hi guys, my name is Andrew Henderson from nomadcapitalist.com here in Bali in, what do they call this, kind of like a hammock, hanging out on the beach. Wanted to do a little video for you guys from the hammock on a big mistake that a lot of us hear people making. You may not think of it as a mistake, but I'm going to explain in this quick video why it's a big mistake for entrepreneurs. And the mistake is one that involves moving from a high-tax state in the United States to a low-tax state in the United States. So we've all heard about the guy who lives in California, gets fed up with the taxes, fed up with the high cost of living, moves across the border to Nevada. We've heard about the guy who lives in New York and moves to Florida, or people who live in any high-tax or moderate-tax state, and they're making money, and they want to keep more of that money, so they move to a state that doesn't tax them. There are, I think, 10 or 11 in the United States. Here's why that's a bad idea, and it revolves around the 80-20 rule. I had a guy come to me recently through nomadcapitalist.com. He's an online business guy doing affiliate marketing, making low 400s a year, low 400 grand. And he's paying federal tax, including Social Security, Medicare, about $140,000. He was paying California, where he was living, about $30,000. And so he said, before he talked to me, he had moved from California to Miami, and he saved the $30,000. And he got it all set up in Florida, no state income tax. Great. Here's the problem: he's still paying that $140,000. And when he came to me, he said, Andrew, every dollar I invest in my business, I get at least two back. I could turn that $140,000 this year into 300 grand, and then next year do the same, and next year do the same. To the point where I told him over a couple of years, you're going to lose millions of dollars. And what a lot of people in the United States, and a lot of people everywhere, focus on is that 20% of the 80-20 rule, where he focused on how do I get rid of the 30 rather than get rid of the 140 or get rid of the whole thing. And so that's the mistake I think a lot of entrepreneurs make, is focusing on that small chunk of state tax when they want to lower their tax. What you can do, if you're already moving from California to Miami, is consider moving outside of the United States, taking advantage of the loopholes and the legal things in the U.S. tax code, like the foreign earned income exclusion, to be able to eliminate not just the 30, but most, if not all, of that 140. There are ways that you can live outside of the United States and pay very little or zero tax. Depends on your business, depends on what you do. There's always caveats there, but in general, I've helped a lot of people go from paying 35, 40, even 50% in a couple cases to paying very little. I went from about 43 down to about 1. And so if you're going to be moving from, Oregon to Miami, if you're already making that move, if you're already leaving the friends and leaving the house and canceling the lease and fighting with the girlfriend because she doesn't want to leave, why not consider Panama? Why not consider Colombia? Why not Bali here on the beach? Why not come and hang out in this kind of hammock thing? If you wanted to move to Seattle to lower your taxes in Washington State, why not consider Dublin? There are so many places that you can go and either settle down or just travel the world and have no permanent base. And rather than going from one high-tax state to a low-tax state just to save a little bit of money, move outside of the United States, save a whole lot more money, not to mention lower the cost of living quite possibly, and have a lot better life, improve your lifestyle, what have you. I can tell you from 3+ years of having not spent a single day in the United States, there's not much that I need or want that I'm not getting. And so if you're considering making that move, focus not on the grape tax savings, but on the watermelon's worth of tax savings by considering leaving the United States. You can always come back. You're not banned from coming back, but consider taking advantage of things like the foreign earned income exclusion. If you want to learn more about how this works, nomadcapitalist.com. We've got a lot of resources. If you are a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you just want it figured out for you, you can click on the button Apply for Help. But this is one of those things where most people don't hear about, they don't talk about. It's something that not a lot of people have done up until recently, but it is a legal strategy available to you, and one that you should consider before you merely move states.